All right, so now we are into the home page of Will's account. It's pretty bare because he hasn't filled out enough ratings to get book recommendations, which is normally what would sort of fill this space. And then the other thing that fills this space, your feed, would be when you have friends on Goodreads, you can see their updates. So when they mark a book as want to read, or they finish a book and they give it a rating, or they write a review, all of that would show up here. Um, so for right now, the things that you can see are the My Books slot. Um, you can also click on that and it will take you to these are your shelves. So it'll show all the books that you have marked on Goodreads, and then you can specify, oh, I want to see all the books I've marked as want to read. So if you marked any as want to read in the rating steps, it'll show them here. Any books that you mark as currently reading are there. Books you've already read are here. You can also browse for books. So, again, if you want to go back to recommendations, you can go to Browse Recommendations. It's going to tell you, oh, you haven't done enough yet. You have to rate at least 20 books. And so you can go back to the rating of books here until you've hit 20. You can also change the genre it's showing you. So, like, if I wanted more young adult, like, oh, I've read a lot more young adult, then you can rate these and change the genre. And then once you've hit that 20 mark here, it's going to start giving you lots of great recommendations. And the more that you read and rate books, that's how the Goodreads rating system gets to know you better and give you better recommendations. You can also browse based on awards. So there are the Goodreads Choice Awards here, new releases. There's lots of different ways to find books. You can also just search a book. So, for example, Out of My Mind, and it does start to give you options as soon as you start typing. So, there's our read aloud for right now, Out of My Mind, and everybody can go ahead and search it. And we're going to mark it as reading, currently reading, because we're all currently reading it. So, the default is want to read, but if you do the little drop down and select currently reading, it will add it to your currently reading shelf. And then you can always come back here and do the drop down and say read when you finished it, and it will prompt you to give a rating. This is also where you can find all the information about a book, like the reviews of other users. You can find out details like how many pages is it, when was it published, other editions, and things like that. You can find the author. If you click on her name, it will take you to other books that she's read. This is another great place to find books because if you're really liking Out of My Mind, there's also going to be a section called Readers Also Enjoyed, which will show you similar books, which is, again, a great place to find a next book to read. So it's always good to kind of explore a book's page because there's lots of information there. And then finally, these little buttons are all different things to do with your account. So this is anytime you have a notification, like if someone has liked a review that you've written, or there's a post on the group that we're going to start, or anything like that, it will show up here with a little red number. These are for discussions that we might start using in our group, messages, which we're really not going to be using, friends, which will come up when you start adding friends in sixth grade through our group. You'll be able to approve them here and see who they are. And then finally, this is sort of your profile tab. So if you click on it, you can see all the options for your profile. So you can look at your profile itself. I have another video that shows how to add a picture. You can add in some information about yourself as long as it's not, personally identifying information, but just kind of basic information about what you like. Again, you can see friends, groups that you're in, the reading challenge, which we'll get into more later. And then there's also going to be another video with account settings. That's really important because this is how we're going to make your account as safe as possible and as private as possible while still being able to see people in the McCarthytown community. So that will be the next video to watch.